This was quite the weekend in Cody, Wyoming for Kanye West. It started when he just suddenly, seemed out of nowhere, tweeted a profuse apology to Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, Harvey, there were signs here that that Kanye was, I guess, calming down and realizing what he had said. This is the apology to Kim. I want to apologize to my wife for going public with something that was a private matter. I did not.
I'm assuming this is the abortion comment, Charles.
Right. I did not cover her like she has covered me. I want to say, I know I hurt you. Please forgive me. Thank you for always being there for me.
So part of this
Kim,
to me,
that's got to seem like, okay, we're getting through to him now.
Well, exactly. And I thought, as soon as I saw it, that maybe he had been interacting with Kim. Kim explained how hurt she was over the comment. And I thought maybe that happened. Well, then all of a sudden, like an hour later, Kanye shows up at a hospital in Cody, Wyoming.
And Harvey, I took this as a good sign also. These are two steps now where you say, all right, things are getting better for Kanye. He's now going to a hospital. He's going to
That's exactly the way I saw it. That's exactly the way I saw it. But 10 minutes after arriving, he booked it and went back to the ranch. And then all of a sudden, we see this ambulance on the ranch. And it's like, what is going on? So the ambulance is there. And then 15 minutes later, the ambulance leaves and Kanye is tooling around in an ATV.
Yeah.
And then
it takes another turn.
Charles.
Then he rolls up to the paparazzi. Now, there were a handful of paparazzi who were out in Wyoming strictly because of Kanye. Obviously, there's not much else for them to shoot out there. But Kanye went up to them and said, "I want you guys to come into my house."
And they did.
His door to the paparazzi.
And so he opens the door, but then Kanye's not there, but security is there. And they're there for 2 hours. Kanye finally walks out, looks at him and says, "Hey, I want to control the narrative. You got it?" And then makes him leave. So now we deconstruct and reconstruct what actually happened here, because it was wild.
Right. So we know he went to the hospital because he was having some sort of issue with anxiety. Don't know if it was an anxiety attack or what, but then he gets to the hospital, realizes there's a lot of people around. So that's why he wanted to be checked out at home. When the paramedics came, they deemed him to be okay, and that's why they left him alone.
So the paramedics checked his vitals, and it didn't show like severe anxiety.
Or it didn't show. I mean, I guess my question is, did he go to the hospital because the anxiety attack was so bad? Sometimes it can feel like you're having a heart attack when you have a really bad anxiety attack. And I'm wondering if was his concern. But you wouldn't leave the hospital now because they wouldn't let you, they wouldn't even, I don't know.
Yeah, no, if he was having chest pains as a result of it, he's not going to leave the hospital.
Right.
So, Brad, it seems to me that this is not necessarily Kim and Kanye coming together.
No, and I mean, we know that she's been trying to get him help. He hasn't been very receptive. He hasn't spoken really much to her, even over the weekend. So I don't think that this is a final, hey, I'm going to go get help. Let's work this out. I think this is, again, him on his own, tweeting out an apology, thinking back to what he did. And then maybe that's kind of what spiked this anxiety issue.
Yeah.
I don't know. It felt like the whole weekend felt like a couple steps forward and then a step or two back. It just shows that he's still going through it.
Hi, my name is Jonathan Verser. I'm calling from Covington, Georgia. And I just want to talk about Kanye. He has become an embarrassment and a threat to black people everywhere. The $30,000 that he spent trying to get on the ballot, he really should have took that money and spent it towards his mental health. This bipolar behavior is really just tearing fire from him. And there's nothing about this guy that I look at and say, hey, he would make a great president. He's never said anything that is presidential or that he could lead the country in any sort of way. So what he's doing right now is just buffoonery, really, at its finest.
Well, we had Dr. Phil on last week, and I think we do have to go back to this, that he is suffering from a real mental illness. And what Dr. Phil said is, you have to be a little bit forgiving, or maybe more than a little bit forgiving, when somebody is in the throes of this because they are not necessarily saying what they really believe. This is kind of an altered state.
And by the way, there are more signs that the people closest to him, his friends, are actually doing just that.